EduTech company Unacademy is set to submit its bid to the title sponsor for IPL this season. Currently, Unacademy is one of IPL's central sponsors. India's B9 Beverages, maker of the popular craft beer Bira, is in talks with international brewers and investors to sell a stake of up to 20% in the company. Public transit-focused payment startup CityCash raises $1 million from Arias Venture Partners as a part of its seed round. The funds will be used to expand market access, building the merchant acceptance ecosystem, and technology development. American ebook and audiobook subscription service Scribd acquires SlideShare from LinkedIn for an undisclosed amount. Scribd also acquires SlideShare's archival content as well as its 100 million user base. Amazon, Facebook, Apple, Twitter, Microsoft and Netflix file an amicus brief in California court against the United States' temporary ban on H-1B and other visas, calls the ban fundamentally un-American and says it would do irreparable damage to the country's economy. Facebook invites independent audits of its content review reports, says it hopes to begin audit from 2021 and will let auditors publish their assessments, adds that it has taken down 7 million pieces of harmful misinformation around COVID-19 between April and June. Those were the headlines we were tracking for you this evening. I'm Shruti Mishra, and you're watching Startup Street. Now, according to Indian Radiology and Imaging Association data, India only has a little over 10,000 radiologists, 80% of whom are in the top 10 cities. My guest today believes that access to timely and high-quality diagnosis will drive India's healthcare, and technology will play a pivotal role in alleviating that. His venture, 5C Network, claims to support diagnostic centers with diagnosis from remotely placed qualified specialists powered by AI. To know how, joining me now is Kalyan Sivasailam, founder and CEO of 5C Network. Kalyan, many thanks for joining us today on Startup Street. My first question to you, 5C Network works on a B2B model where hospitals and diagnostic centers and their radiology scans, they send their scans to you and then you interpret the scan and return the report. Take me through your MaxFlow algorithm. How does the whole process really work?
So, Shruti, the thing about radiology is that radiology is honestly a horizontal and not really a vertical in healthcare. So there are many subspecializations of radiology. And what the MaxFlow algorithm essentially does is for every case that we see, we find the best available radiologist who have the specialization for that type of case and who can report the case in the shortest amount of time. Okay. And we're able to do this at scale. So every case is read by a specialist radiologist, and we're able to deliver the kind of quality and the turnaround time that every client expects from us.
Okay, Kalyan, so tell me about your AI-enabled tele-radiology platform. How does it offer radiologists a superior experience and help them really make faster and more accurate decisions?
So AI in radiology and AI in healthcare is a reality, and I am actual proof of that. Okay. What happens on 5C is basically that the moment we get a case, we actually have live AI algorithms looking at these images and helping our radiologists with insights that help them make a faster diagnosis and a more accurate diagnosis. And let me give you a quick example. For example, we have an algorithm that runs on brain CT scans that helps identify brain hemorrhages, that are bleeds in the brain.
Yeah.
Every time we get a brain scan, we're able to detect with a very high accuracy whether a bleed is there. And if it is there, get it flagged immediately to a radiologist who can report it back in less than 18 minutes. Right? Okay. So today, if we find a bleed, we're able to report that in less than 18 minutes. And this greatly reduces what is called the door to needle time. And we have really helped save over 20,000 lives. And I'm really proud to say that. And this is all thanks to AI, helping radiologists be faster, more accurate, and more consistent.
All right, Kalyan. Now take me through the scale of operations, especially with COVID cases accelerating. What is the kind of business growth you're seeing right now?
So COVID hit us quite hard. I mean, I always say that the healthcare system is in the ICU because of COVID. And we saw a large dip initially, but we have really bounced back because what we provide is essentially a required service for every hospital and diagnostic center. Today, we read over 75,000 cases every month. For hospitals and diagnostic centers across 26 states in India.
Okay.
And we're seeing now over 20% month-on-month growth. And even with COVID, right? In the beginning of when the pandemic, quote unquote, started, radiology had really no part in it. But today, radiology is one of the most important warriors against the pandemic. And we're reading over 500 COVID positive cases every day for COVID hospitals across the country, and helping them take decisions on whether the patient needs to have a ventilator, whether they need to have whether they need just isolation or whether they need serious ICU care.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Kalyan, what is the kind of potential then you see for radiology going forward? And how is your model really a win-win for all?
So radiology, I believe, is going to become even more important with more physicians practicing evidence-based medicine. And, the premise of radiology is seeing is believing, right? And, market studies show that there are going to be over 60,000 radiology machines that are going to be bought in India alone. I believe that radiology, as it gets more accurate and with technologies like AI and with access solutions like 5C, radiology is going to become even more ubiquitous. And it's not going to be just your top 10, 20 cities. It's going to be your most interior areas of the country, your interior areas of, for example, Tirunelveli, that are going to have excellent access to radiology. And how I believe that it's going to become a win-win through 5C is that today hospitals and diagnostic centers want to reduce their fixed costs and want to convert that into variable. And at the same time, radiologists want to practice various different forms of radiology. They want a larger, set of cases, and they want to do it in good convenience. They don't want to keep traveling around.
Yeah.
And on both these sides, I feel like 5C plays the perfect match. And we'll be able to be in the middle and build this ecosystem, give clients what they want, give radiologists what they want, and help them give patients what they want, which is the most important thing.
Absolutely. Kalyan, 5C, I believe, is EBITDA positive. Take me through the revenue model. Who do you charge and how much?
So our clients are hospitals and diagnostic centers. Any hospital or diagnostic center who has an X-ray or a CT or an MRI scan is my potential client.
Okay.
And I pay our amazing team of radiologists who are freelancers with us, who are consultants with us. And I charge hospitals for every case they send us, and I pay radiologists for every case that they report with us. And on average, I will charge around 150 rupees for a case. So, and if you look at, the kind of numbers that are there in the Western countries, like this is probably 15,000 rupees for a report. And in India, it's actually 150. So quality, fast diagnosis at a very low cost.
So Kalyan, what would you say is your single biggest challenge right now?
I would say that really today, considering the challenge that COVID possesses, how do we continue our excellent growth? Today, we use an excellent distribution and a feet-on-street model in terms of scaling our business and evangelizing 5C. And obviously, because of travel bans, across the country, this has been stopped. But I believe that we have found the right mix at the moment to move a bit digital, to do tele-sales, and to keep the machine going. And that was something that was, keeping me awake over the past 2 months. But I believe that we have solved it, and I'm really excited to implement.
So how many radiologists do you already have on board? Take me through the scale of operations.
So today we are at 380 radiologists on 5C, which is approximately 3% of the radiologist population of India, right? So quite a few radiologists. Like I said, we do over 2,500 cases every day on 5C network across 26 cities. Our radiologists are primarily from your top 10 cities of the country, but I do have some amazing people even in the interior areas. And one of the things that we have done beautifully is to categorize each radiologist into their specialty and make sure that they are getting the kind of cases that they are good at reading, that allows them to be faster and better. Yes.
All right. Now, take me through the future plans. You already, I believe, have international clients, but are you looking to expand to newer geographies?
So one of the cool things we have done is we have already built an excellent sales team in India. And we have been looking internationally. So for example, we already have clients in Kenya, in Bangladesh, in Tanzania, and even and the government of Myanmar is working with us closely. I do believe that two specific geographies, the Middle East and Southeast Asia, are great potentials for 5C, apart from the massive market that India itself is.
Okay.
So we are building strategies internally to make sure that we're able to scale.
Okay. Now, one last quick question, Kalyan. You raised a seed round of, investment from impact-based venture fund, Unitas Ventures and Axelor Ventures, and even IIM Ahmedabad, CIIE in Jan 2019. Yes. Any plans of raising more funds to fuel your growth plans?
So at the moment, like I said, like you said, we are EBITDA positive and growing well.
Yeah.
And I believe that this could be the right time for us to scale even further, though we are not, really in a hurry to do it. I am looking to, get that Series A in. Around a $4 million waves and really see how we can drive our technology forward, go deeper into deep learning and the amazing AI work that we've been doing, and also add other geographies in our kitty. And it's really exciting because I see all these spaces opening up for us at the right time, and I'm quite excited to chase them.
All right, Kalyan, thank you so much for joining us today, and we wish you the very best with your Series A round of fund that you plan to raise, and of course with your global expansion plans. And on that note, it's time for a break, but when we return, we bring you a startup that offers 100% vegan beauty and skincare products. Catch the story of Pureplay Skin Sciences after this short break. Products. Founded in 2014, Pureplay Skin Sciences has 3 brands. Plum, that largely caters to women, Fi for men, and the recently launched bath and body care brand, Plum Body Lovin'. To know more about the road ahead, joining me now is Shankar Prasad, founder and director, Pureplay Skin Sciences. Shankar, welcome to Startup Street. Now, Pureplay Skin Sciences claims to have 100% vegan, non-toxic, chemical-free products. What made you bet big on the vegan trend in 2014 when you launched Plum? Also, how are you really combining science with nature?
Right. Thanks for having me, first of all, Shruti. Pleasure to be here. When I started in 2014, I really started with a clean slate. And, while vegan is a subset of what we do, we started with goodness and being good as our core philosophy of doing business and of building brands. And that's where we thought about what could we do in terms of formulations to make it as nice to the world around us as possible. And vegan is one manifestation of that, wherein we do not use ingredients which are animal derived in any shape or form or are tested on animals. So that's where we started off with vegan beauty in 2014. The advantage with going vegan is that because it's a new concept, the formulations that come in along with veganism are also modern and sort of science-driven rather than being very traditional in nature. So vegan has actually now started moving more towards clean beauty, which is a combination of good science with the best that nature has to offer, and that's a really good space to be in for us. We really enjoy being in the space.
All right, so Plum has beauty and skincare products that largely cater to women. Now, even Indian men are becoming increasingly self-aware, and skincare is losing its retrograde girly tag. You decided to join the bandwagon of men's grooming market in 2018 when you launched Fi, which is a 100% vegan grooming range for men. Tell me the kind of traction the brand is seeing and what is the market potential this segment offers.
Right. So Fi, PHY is how the brand spells. Fi is a 1.5-year-old brand. We got in a little late compared to some of the incumbents in the space, but we've taken a very different approach. So Fi is like grooming for the urban professional. So imagine a guy walking into office. So he needs to be at his groomed best. He needs to look his best in terms of skin, hair, body, etc. And that's where Fi kicks in, with the same product philosophy as Plum. So it's vegan, it's clean, it's free of toxic chemicals, it cares for the environment in terms of the packaging that it uses. And most importantly, I think we have an understanding of what the urban professional needs in terms of his daily grooming needs. Yeah, it's not just hair, it's not just shaving, it's not just beard. It's a lot about body, skin, scrubs, sunscreen, stuff like that. So it's a very exciting space to be. We've got great traction with the brand over the last 1.5 years. And as we sort of look to expand product, range, the question is really not about what we can do. It's really like how much can we do, right? So we're trying to.
Okay. So, what is the kind of growth you're really seeing in this business, especially in this segment?
Right. So Fi, of course, it's a smaller base compared to Plum, but we're almost seeing like between a 30% growth quarter on quarter on Fi.
What are some of the trends you're seeing in the men market compared to the traditional ways?
Right. I think firstly, men used to think that grooming and skincare is all about shaving or beard, as the case may be, and a face wash, and at best a cream. And it used to be called a cream and not even like a moisturizer. Now it started expanding into body washes, shampoo, body scrubs, sunscreens, face scrubs, face masks, styling products, and styling products come in various hair styling. I mean, come in various shapes and forms: low hold, medium hold, strong hold, hair serums.
Okay.
So it's sort of expanding into a very very interesting array of products. And men also, usually it used to be one size fits all. I just used to see my friends buying something, I just go and buy the same thing. But it's no longer the case. I start evaluating what kind of skin type I have, what kind of hair concerns do I have, and I start picking products basis ingredients and basis sort of the dependability of the brand that I'm going ahead with.
Okay, now let's talk about Plum Body Loving, the body and bath essentials range you launched in June this year. It claims to encourage body positivity. Take us through the details.
Yeah, Body Loving is actually it's a favorite project internally because we call the proposition of Body Loving as nasties free, cruelty free, and judgment free. So nasties free and cruelty free is anyway been part of the Plum and Pie existence for all these years. And we really thought that the time had come for people to be proud of their bodies, and more than being proud of one's body, just love the body that we've been blessed with. Right, the human body is a phenomenal machine of nature, and for us to sort of feel bad about it, feel down about it, saying I'm not slim or I'm not hefty enough or I'm not fair or I'm not whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's injustice to the phenomenon that the human body is. And the whole concept of Body Loving, as the name itself suggests, is just love every inch. Love every inch of your body, of the fabulous body that you've been blessed with. Do not measure yourself by standards that other people are setting. And body shaming is out. So we like to take really funny cracks at body shaming and the comebacks that people can have when people are body shamed. It's really a fun activity within. That's on the brand side. And on the product side, we've just let it explode in a way full of bursting with color and fragrances and textures. We really have it's really a fun thing to do internally. So skincare tends to be a little more serious, though in Plum we don't take a very serious approach to skincare. But body care can just be a lot of fun. You just release yourself. You just love doing what you're doing. It's pampering at its best. So it's off to a great start. Yeah.
All right, Shankar, it's great to see a brand promote body positivity. You have over 85 products across 3 categories that range from skincare, cosmetics, and of course, body and bath essentials. Take me through the price points. How competitively are they priced?
See, the market can broadly be classified into about 4 buckets, although it's changing all the while, but I'll just try and keep it simple. One is the mass, which you pick up from any grocery store out there, which is probably priced in the 100 rupees plus minus kind of range for let's take a tub of cream, right, for benchmarking. Yeah. So it's like 85 to 100 rupees for that kind of tub of cream. Then you have a slightly more premium natural products, which are at probably 175 to 250, 300. We come in at the next level, which is 375 all the way to, let's say, 600 for a tub of cream. And then you have the premium and prestige brands that go anywhere from $1,000 to can go all the way to even $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 or even more. The segment that we are in, much like how I spoke about Pi for the urban professional, the segment that we are in for Plum and with Plum Body Loving as well is it's really the I wouldn't even say urban woman, but a woman who's seeking an experience which is higher than what the mass segment can offer, but yet need something affordable. Because I can't imagine many people in this country paying like $1,500 for a tub of cream and buying it every 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Right? That's not going to happen anytime soon. So, but however, putting down, let's say 450 rupees for a really good skincare product that well researched, is cruelty free, nasties free, and actually delivers on what it promises. I think that's the experience that we're offering to consumers today.
And you've been, providing these experiences for the last 6 years since you've founded. You're profitable today with a revenue run rate of over 100 crores, I believe. Take me through the business model. What is the revenue split between offline and online?
Right. So we started off as an online-only brand way back in 2014 when online-only was not a thing. Honestly, we almost serendipitously discovered it, I would say. And we continued to stick to online for the first 3 years of our journey until 2017, which is when we started the retail part of our business. Pre-lockdown, pre-COVID, retail used to account for close to 30% of our business. Right now, as we stand here today, it's down to about 15-18% of our business. But online has actually grown in the months after March. So online has actually made up for the sort of post-decrease, I would say, in retail sales that happened over the last months. Yeah. So as we stand here, we're about 80% online and 20% retail. And our business model is quite simple. That we like to invest a lot behind brand building, but then brand building the right way. We're very, very careful about what kind of claims we make, what kind of promises we make, the transparency of disclosure, whether it is in terms of claims or in terms of ingredients. So, but we don't shy away from taking bold steps. Yeah. So that's sort of where.
So how do you plan to really build the brand further? Take me through the future plans, any new products in the pipeline or any turnover targets that you've set for yourself?
Yeah, turnover target would be, that's easier to answer because we have a very clearly defined, number for ourselves. We'd love to be 6 to 7x of where we are today in about 4 to 5 years' time. We've already grown like almost 7x in the last 2.5 years. As the scale increases, of course, the time taken to sort of repeat that performance is going to be slightly longer. So maybe over the next 4 to 5 years, I'd love to be 6 to 7x of where we are realistically speaking. I do believe it is doable. Having said that, numbers is not the only thing that drives us. I think we're passionate about placing Plum in the galaxy of brands that exist today in the world outside, in the world of clean beauty. So when people talk clean beauty internationally, it's got to be about Plum as well, and it's not just about the international brands that people talk about. Product pipeline wise, there's so much happening in terms of consumer needs and in terms of the sort of gaps in our portfolio that we see vis-a-vis the consumer needs, that oftentimes the discussion is really about which one do we sort of deprioritize and which one do we bring in first. The pipeline is brimming with ideas. I do expect that in about 12 to 18 months from now, we should be at around a 150-ish SKU count, which currently is around 80-85.
All right. We wish you the very best with the launch of the new products that are in the pipeline. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Startup Street. More news and updates coming up on the other side.